What's up, everybody, and welcome back to TGK TV. I am TGK. And in today's episode, I'm going to talk about the Dallas Mavericks, more particularly to the 538 article that came out where they did their way early predictions of the NBA season, and more specifically to the Western Conference. And in those predictions, ESPN decided to have a little segment of that prediction that they made, and they put it on Get Up with Mike Greeny, and they had Jalen Rose look at it and then select his top 8. So I'm gonna show you a quick little clip about that.
538 released its NBA projections for next season, and the pairing of Russell Westbrook with James Harden is enough to put the Rockets at the very top of the West. 58-24 is the projection. The Nuggets are projected to finish second for the second straight year. Denver lost in 7 games to Portland in the conference semifinals a year ago. The revamped LA Lakers projected to finish 51-31. Actually, the same projection as Denver. LA finished 4 games under 500 last year. And then despite KD's departure and an injured Klay Thompson, the Warriors are projected to finish 4th at 50-32. D'Angelo Russell has big shoes to fill, of course, as a running mate for Steph Curry. The full playoff breakdown for the projection from 538, I should say, includes Zion and the Pelicans at number 8. The Clippers, with the second best odds to win the title according to Caesars, are all the way down at number 6. Notable teams not in the playoffs would include Portland, who made the conference final a year ago, and San Antonio, which has been in the playoffs, I believe, every year since 1911. So let me bring Jalen into the conversation here, because you, Jalen, know all. So those are 538. Why are you looking at me like that? That's not my projections. 538 did that.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
So Mike Greeny was breaking down the 538 top 8 in the Western Conference. And he mentions the Pelicans, mentions every other team except the Dallas Mavericks, even though they were number 7, and teams like the Spurs, the Trailblazers were not on this list. And so Jalen Rose does his top 8 teams, and again, the Mavericks aren't on his list as well. So I wanted to take a look at this list and kind of check out this 538 article and see what kind of things that they utilize to make these kind of predictions. So what they do, so what 538 does is they have this player system called the Carmelo system, which utilizes historical player data and an assortment of future player arc metrics. And so they tend to add different metrics every other year, where they're able to kind of find a value for it, and then they're able to incorporate it inside of their system. Also, what 538 does is they add a depth chart algorithm where, like, for usage, player usage, how many minutes does a player play, and they incorporate that, and it's a different metric that they add to the entire system itself. Also, they incorporated this year as a load management thing, kind of like Kawhi Leonard last year, or LeBron James, or any other players that are just gearing up for the playoffs, where they're taking games off so they're not, completely worn out. Now they've incorporated that because, for example, Kawhi took off 20 games last year. So how many games will they lose for the Clippers if he's not playing for 20 games this year? Just something to take into account, especially someone like LeBron that will be under a load management this year. Once they put it all together, they simulate every single team roughly about 50,000 times, and they compare all these systems and metrics that they have, and then after the 50,000 predictions, they get their best average, and whatever the average is out, then that's where they put their teams. And so for the 538 way too early predictions, their top 8 teams are as follows. So they have the Houston Rockets in first place. They have the Denver Nuggets in the second place. They have the LA Lakers in third place. They have the Golden State Warriors in 4th place. They have the Utah Jazz in 5th place. They have the Clippers in 6th. They have the Dallas Mavericks in 7th. And the New Orleans Pelicans at 8th. So with reviewing this list, I was like, cool, the Mavericks are 7th. I think I predicted that. I had said if we don't get Andre Iguodala, then we could be a good 6th, 7th, 8th seed. And with the 538 predictions, it's basically matched up where I thought the Mavericks would make it. They even gave the Dallas Mavericks a 55% chance to make the playoffs. So that's a pretty good number. I mean, a 55% chance, up-and-coming team. A lot of people are just glossing over the fact that we were even 7th on that list. But as far as that list is concerned, there is something that I was taken aback. They had the Warriors at 4th. I can see that. It's just I don't know if D'Angelo Russell and Steph Curry are going to hit it right off the bat that early. And they also lost Andre Iguodala, so I don't think they'll be 4th. 4th is probably just giving them the respect of their history that they've had, and that's basically where that history arc comes into play. So I guess a lot of that credit goes to Steph Curry and Draymond. You know, Draymond's gonna have a crazy year this year without KD. So I can see them being 4th. It's just I wouldn't have put them at 4th. Another thing that caught me off guard is that the fact that the Utah Jazz were in 5th place. I think they should be 3rd or 4th. The LA Clippers are way in 6th place. 6th place, the LA Clippers. I don't see them having that much load management that would affect them 3 spots from the Lakers. I think maybe they should be where the Lakers are at. I mean, I guess I can make my own top 8 whenever the season comes closer and I can have a better feel for everything, because there still might be some trades going on. But I think the Clippers deserve to be a little higher. Maybe the Rockets could come down a couple of positions. That's the one thing. They have the Rockets way up top. Even Jalen had the Rockets way up top. I think the Houston Rockets did add Russell Westbrook, and they still have their entire team together. So I can see Russ helping them become a better team. That's just if the chemistry between him and Harden becomes a thing. If they have that chemistry, I know they played 7 years ago, but they're two completely different players from when they played together. So I don't know, but because of their talents, yeah, they could be the top 1 seed. That's just left to be seen. And so I also wanted to mention in my last video that I did on the Mavericks, where I said the media is sleeping on the Dallas Mavericks, some guy jumped in the comments and said, how are you going to say the Mavericks are better than the Kings and this and that? Well, let's look at where the Kings fall on this list. Oh, they're last. All right, guys, so y'all let me know what you think of the 538 article. Do you think they have the Mavericks in the right place at 7th with a 55% chance of making the playoffs? Or is this all too early and it's all too crazy to even think that the Mavericks can make the playoffs? I think they can. I think they got the Mavericks perfectly where I think they could be based on the current team that they have, but that's left to be seen. Anyway, guys, sound off in the comments. I'll be there with you. And until then, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.